Yay.
Okay. Welcome to the JJ Red and Fred podcast. This is episode 20. Welcome, guys. We do have some special guests with us today on our 20th episode. We all have our wives present, so we want to thank everyone for being here.
Got the ladies.
Yes,
Bam.
we got the ladies, I know, right? It's usually a lot of testosterone, but now we changing it up a little bit. So, just to introduce to the listeners and viewers, I want to introduce my wife. This is Kim, and you can say hi to the listeners and viewers that do watch us. And so we all really know each other because we're all one big happy family. So, but I just wanted to come on here and bring the wives on here because they know us better than anyone. So, we just wanted to have an open conversation, a little bit about what that looks like from their point of view. So, if you don't mind, go ahead and introduce. Let's see. Let's start with you, Justin. Go ahead and introduce your wife.
This is my wife, Ashley, my baby.
How you doing, Ashley?
Good.
Welcome to our podcast. I know you're usually always in the background, when he is at home. So welcome to be
What to say, what not to say.
right. And moving on to you, Jason. Go ahead and introduce your wife.
This is my wife, Charisma, or Charisma, or Charis. She's got like five names.
She's the reason you're always overseas, huh?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, how you doing, Charisma? How are you? Thank you for joining us. How are you doing today?
Good. I'm good.
Good. Thank you for joining us. We're glad to have you on. And Jeremy, go ahead and introduce your wife there.
Yeah, this is my faithful sidekick, Rochelle. Rochelle, say hello to everybody.
Hello.
It's my happy place right here. I got a lot of happy place right here. This is my happy place.
Yes, I know. I know this. I think it's a happy place for all of us. I know the first thing I do when I get home is hug my wife, and it's just they have no idea how comforting, dealing with the world and coming home that they do for us. So, but I want to start with a couple questions, kind of. Go ahead and I'll start with you, Jeremy and Rochelle. How did you guys first meet?
Ooh, Lord. You want to get this one or you want to you what?
I was working up at the country store right there in Pollock, and he came in. But oddly enough, I had noticed him like a year before. He just wasn't in the right headspace to see it. It was a single dad at all these kid functions, and our boys were in the same grade, in the same class. We're best.
Right.
They were best friends before we ever met. So, we just ended up hanging out, and lo and behold, the boys knew each other before we ever did.
Uh-huh.
Well, I didn't know all that until
Uh-huh.
like you said, when she was trying to look at me, I wasn't
Uh-huh.
that was when I was I just went through the divorce and all that, and I was just
Right.
kids. So there was a day, man, Jason and Trisma actually helped me get my log truck back lined up. And
Uh-huh.
I was getting back on track of things, you know what I mean? I was going back to work and whatnot. And everybody, y'all know where the country store is at. We all stopped. It's like the one of the stops in the morning.
Right.
And so I'd stop there in the morning and I'd stop there in the evening. Well, it was I just got off working. I was messing with my truck and I'd made my little stop. I stopped and got me a 6-pack, got me some of the Swisher Sweets, pack of cigarettes, and I'm going to the crib. Well,
Mm-hmm.
lo and behold, I walk up in there, and y'all know me. I ain't really just never been the type to just push up on women, Fred. I'm
Right.
an individual. I don't, but I just, I guess that day, I was feeling myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was feeling myself. I was I was getting my money back right,
Uh-huh.
and I was working, and she caught my eye, man. She caught my eye,
Yeah,
and
the stars aligned that day.
yeah, so I started conversating, and I wasn't being, well, I probably was being a little too blunt, at the time, but she was smiling at me, so I was like, shit, I might as well go on in there and just see what happens. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, and I
Yeah.
did, and yeah, we ended up
6 years later.
Yeah, 6 years later, dude. We
Wow,
sitting there,
it's been 6 years already?
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it's been
Wow.
6 years.
Man, time is
Yeah.
flying. Well,
It's
thank you for
awesome.
that. That's
Yeah.
a beautiful, yeah, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Ashley, go ahead. How did you and Justin meet?
Yeah. I want to hear. I want to hear it. I want to hear. I want to hear.
Ashley,
it.
how did you and Red meet?
At Central School in 7th grade.
7th grade. Okay.
Yeah. Dunbar.
Okay.
Dunbar in 7th grade. Back then it was just 7th grade, and there was a lot of stuff going on. Girls getting raped or whatever down the road. I mean, it was bad. And it was so tight, like if I walked down to classes, I was getting touched and things were happening that was just
Right.
uncomfortable. So anyways, my mom took me out of there and put me in Central for the rest of the year. And that's where we met. And yeah, so we started dating. It didn't last very long because I was forced to break up with him. And then, we were still friends. We talked a lot after that. And I guess over 20 years later, we had other relationships, and then 22, something like that, years later, he saw my daughter at the skating rink, and he said, "You have to be Ashley's daughter because she looks like me."
Just like, right.
So he asked about me, and then gave her his business card and told her to have me call him.
Right. Wow.
And
so
I actually put the business card in a little thing on my end table because I was going through a divorce, and it was bad. Relationship was really bad. Anyways, and then one day I was cleaning out that box and found the card and started texting him.
Wow. I can
Hey, and he ain't start smiling. He ain't start smiling like that since. Look at him. See?
No.
Ear to ear, as I said.
11 years, and we have 6 kids, 4 grandkids, and 2 more on the way.
Wow.
That's
so
awesome.
full house. Full
Yeah.
house. Yeah. Justin, is that how you remember things pretty clearly? I know we know you, Ashley. We know the story and stuff like that, but to our viewers and stuff, Justin has had his eye on you for a very long time.
A long time. I'm talking about, girl. I'm talking about like Puss in Boots. You hear me? Every time he milk.
So, yes, I'm glad that he is happy. You guys are happy, and this is a beautiful thing. So, welcome, Charisma. Would you like to tell us how are you and Jason? Oh, big head over there. How'd y'all meet?
Well, we were working in the mortgage business together, or whatever, and then I transferred departments to closing. She was still in data entry, and then I asked my boy Mike. I was like, "Who's that?" He told me because he was there a little bit longer than I was. He kind of betted me. He's like, "I bet you won't talk to her." I was like, "Okay."
Right. Don't bet me. No.
He's like, "Don't bet me, boy. I'm going there." You already asked him to? Yeah.
So I seen her at the copier machine, and that was my end right there.
Yeah.
Right. The copy. Yeah, I need to make some copies.
Yeah. What's your name?
Right. I mean, she saw me in slow motion walking across the office.
Right.
Already, Jason. Hey, it was slow motion.
I sure was waving and shit,
Charisma, what was it kind of when you seen Jason for the first time, was it kind of sparks instantly, or was it like, okay, who is this guy trying to talk to me?
That I never talk to no one. I go to work. I don't have friends or nothing like that. I didn't want to get any relationship or nothing. Go to work.
Right.
And yeah, it was in the copy machine. And I thought that he was from another country.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I thought that he was from Brazil. And I was like, oh great. It's gonna be a friend of mine, somebody who understands me. And and then I tell him, "Where you come from?" And he's like, "Texas."
With that Texas accent.
She was like, shit. Yeah,
Yes.
Chain smoking buddies and
yeah, it was really what it sparks me was he was really gentleman. And I met friends, and it's like, oh, I'm never gonna be with an American. Like, oh, and he was super gentleman, and and I was like, oh my God, he's not from here.
Running that game.
Wow, that's a beautiful story. So how long have y'all been married now since then?
Y'all been
married 18
years.
18
years. Oh wow.
How long y'all been together though, Charisma? How long has it been? 20, yeah.
20.
Yeah, y'all together for a minute. That's awesome. Y'all got a beautiful thing too, yeah.
3 kiddos.
Wow. Yeah. 3 of them, yeah. No grandkids yet, right? Yeah, no grandkids.
Not yet. Please.
Well, my wife, this is, everybody knows Kim, my wife. So go ahead and tell the story how we met.
Well, I was also not looking for anything. My friend drug me out to the Hole in the Wall bar here in this small town. What was it called?
Electric Cowboy. Y'all know it. Y'all know Electric Cowboy.
And I kicked out of there a couple times, I think.
Yeah, y'all know it.
Very hole in the wall, like small club bar. And I wasn't feeling it at all. I was just there because my friend wanted to go and we were bored, didn't have anything better to do. And then I saw him. I was standing in line at the bar, standing in line for a drink. And he just pops up right in my face. What did you say?
I said, make sure you tip the bartender.
Oh.
I was just like, who is this? What?
I don't know why I said that, but
okay.
Because I knew the bartender, and that was the only opening I had because it was so loud in the bar, and I was like, that was my opening. So,
but it worked, I guess, because he got my attention because he was different than everyone else in the bar. I thought, kind of like Charisma. I thought he's not from here. He's not from here, so that got my attention because he seemed different. Seemed like he wasn't from this area. Yeah. And then
this is what happened. I'm standing at the dance. I kid you not, this is exactly what happened. I'm standing by the dance floor, and I'm just like, you know me, guys. I used to love to dance and stuff, and I'm waiting on a good song to come on, but I feel something staring at me. I swear I feel something staring at me. And I look over to my right, and there she was, just beeline looking at me.
I had too many drinks.
Yeah, she was like staring at me.
Yeah, wind, just gone.
She was staring at me, so I look at her, and I said, "Are you staring at me?" And she says, "Oh my God, yes." And then we kind of started talking from there. But she gave me her phone number, and I ended up losing her phone number. And so I had to, hunt her down, and so got it through some friends, but I did find her, and I said to myself that was going to be my wife. I went home and said that I found her on Facebook, and I said this is going to be my wife, and so that we've been married on 14 years now. So yeah.
Nice.
And then you found out we knew a brother Tim.
All right.
And I'm like,
he actually was friends with my brother long before him and I ever met. And the weird thing is, it's weird that we never met before that because we have a lot of the same friends and like hung out with the same crowds, and he was friends with my brother.
Yeah, he kept her a secret. For sure.
Yeah, he did.
So,
I didn't know he had a sister.
I didn't either. For real.
Right.
No, Tim.
So what? Yeah, he has. So let's Justin or Ashley. What was your first impression of Justin when you seen him?
He was super sweet.
Yeah,
Quiet.
super sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's always been like a low key lover boy. Like he's a romantic for sure. Justin's always been a romantic type of person. Yeah.
Look who he had to look up to, boy. Look what
he has a competition. Shit.
Justin, well, we know your impression. Well, but what sparked your interest in Ashley when y'all were younger?
Well, first time I saw her, I mean, I've always thought she'd been beautiful.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. Yeah.
First.
It made me blush.
What about you, Jason? What was the you say that your friend betted you and stuff like that, but did you see something else other than just the bet, or did you see her around the office and say what was it that really attracted you to Charisma?
Believe it or not, my first impression, I thought she was a bitch. I did. She didn't talk to nobody or whatever. I was like, damn, okay. Challenge here.
Oh my gosh.
Well, she was very,
yes, thank you.
very, very pretty to me. So I was like, I got to talk to her. So
right.
Started from there, man.
And for you, Charisma, you what was it that really attracted you? I know you talked about, he was a nice guy, but
I thought that, like I said, I thought that he was from another country, and me coming through, and I travel a lot, so I was like, oh, he's not an American. He looks like a Brazilian. He's gonna be my buddy, we understand each other. That was the first impression.
So what made you guys, like, what was the spark? When did you realize that? At what point was the pivot, like the pivotal point where you guys like, okay, I think I might be falling in love with this person? Like, at what point shortly after, or did y'all have to date a little bit? It's like, okay, I think I might be falling in love with this person. Do you remember that moment?
I think I knew.
Really?
Yeah, he was super sweet. He was super gentleman. And he was treating me super nice, so I knew.
Yeah, just knew it right off the bat. Well, Jeremy, what about you guys, you and Rochelle, what was the pivotal moment that you guys knew that you guys were falling in love?
Well, we had like a whole year just us time. The kids were going to school. He was getting rained out. It was rainy season for him hauling logs. So we had a different situation in the beginning, unlike any other relationship. So, and we got to really enjoy each other's time with no interruptions. It was really easy to fall in love with that. Especially whenever we had already been through so much nonsense in our past relationships that this came so easy. Super easy to connect, super easy to just relax and hang out and find trust in someone. That had been really, really hard to do before, because people, they don't want to give you a reason to trust them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I guess the question goes to you too, Kim. Honey, what was the moment that we realized that we were falling in love, or you felt was falling in love with me?
Well, the first moment that I saw you in the club, like I said, you seemed different, which I think that's what attracted me to you in the first place, because we're from a small town, and I just never really felt like I fit in there. I always kind of felt different from everybody else, and I just instantly felt that connection with you, like you were different too, like you were different in the same way that I was. So
she said I fooled her. She said, you fooled me. She said, I thought you had some money. She's like, all dressed up nice.
Hey, Kim, he dress up like that motherfucker banks pockets deep, don't he, boy? He be trying to dress me up like that. I'm like, nigga, hell, I can't even say the word of that shirt, nigga. You want me to put it on? No,
he's dressed all GQ and everything.
Fred, that's Fred.
Like really nice, and then I found out
I ain't got no money.
Ain't got no money. He over there hanging out with some thugs and shit. He the twin thug in there. Shit.
Yeah, hey, we struggled together in the beginning.
Oh but, yeah, you know. I think that's something that made it fun too.
That's exactly it, man. We've we met at probably. I tell her, you know, and I've told other people, man, we've met probably at our lowest, you know, just me and her, and you know, we put rules. You know, you gotta have some rules down there, man. I mean, you know, be honest. You know, don't lie, and just, you know, don't take each other's, you know, kindness for granted. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
We was on the same page, like right off the muscle. You know, I was trying to be fast with it. She didn't let that happen, you know. You know, we all
trying to be good.
We all adults here, you know. But like,
yeah, right.
Hey, the day I met her, I'm getting my got in my truck, and like she was talking about, you know, I need a little, you know. So I'm like, okay, well, holler at me here later on, and
yeah,
get
right,
out.
right.
You know, and she come down to the house, you know, we sitting there hanging out, talking, get ready to leave, and you know, I'm trying to sneak me some. I'm trying to get me some sugars. You know?
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Slow down.
Boy, she said, damn.
Oh, she wasn't having it. Okay.
No. I said, damn. I said, damn. I said, damn. That's strike one.
Wasn't having it.
I said, that's strike one. She said, no. She looked at me. She said, no. There ain't no strikes in this game.
Yeah, right.
Okay, I got a chance.
Now you're on a mission.
I got a chance. And look, so we talked on the phone about a week or whatever, and then she finally called me up. Like, hey, you want to come watch some Netflix and chill?
Yeah.
And I didn't know what the fuck that meant. I didn't know what that meant. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm lonely, nigga. I watch a movie with you. Come on, let's go. I go in there and get my shit lined out, and I get cleaned up and everything. And man, I'm riding up ragged ass Pontiac, that Buick, that motherfucker, boy. I'm going, and I get a half a mile from her house, have a blowout in my car. It's raining.
Oh, no.
It's raining,
yeah.
dude. Right there on Highway 7, right before you 1819. Take that right there. Yeah. Man, as soon as I got up to 1819, man, my tire blew out, and I shot through that motherfucking ditch, fence, woods, and everything.
Oh man!
I had to call Kevin, man, to come get me towed out, and she come out to my rescue. She's like, do you still wanna come and chill? I'm like, nah, let's do this. I was frustrated. You hear me? I had my trucks all dirty and stuff. I was just like, nah.
You were trying to have a nice night, and you end up having car trouble. But
the next night, it was on and popping. We did some Netflix and chill, and we ain't stopped the whole year, boy. Now, go ahead.
There's this game that my wife and I got a couple years ago, and I figured it's some questions for couples and stuff like that. We've never really played it. We've asked each other, but we've never played it as a group. And so now, since I got you guys on here, I'm going to start with Ashley and Justin. I'm going to ask you guys to pick a card 1 through 3, and I'm going to ask you guys what's the question that's on the card. So go ahead, Ashley, pick a number between 1 and 2 or 3.
3.
3. All right. This is a question. It says, what's your partner's best body part?
Oh.
I really
Tell him.
Like man.
That's the one below the belt buckle.
Yeah. Hey, you picked the card. Go ahead.
Say it again.
You like my ass.
Thank you.
What is wrong with y'all? With the ass?
Oh my gosh.
Your answer's the same?
Hey, that's great. All right. Well, I'm not going to ask you the same question.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
No, I'm not going to ask the same question. We're gonna go around. Charisma, pick a number 1, 2, or 3.
3.
No.
3.
Oh,
Another one. 1, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 2. Yeah, 2.
2. Okay.
Got a lot to choose from there.
Okay. Okay, here we go.
Those questions were not in. This is a question.
So this question says, how does the importance of physical beauty change? Oh, I don't like that. That's all.
Cheating.
Yeah, these are.
Did you shuffle the cards up before you put them out?
I am. These are.
Go through this shit before you brought them on.
See, a lot of these are. Okay. Is it your similarities or your differences that attract you to each other?
Differences.
It's your differences?
Yeah.
So the differences, yeah. Could you expand on that a little bit? Like what do you
He's more
what do you see that?
He's more laid back. I'm a firecracker. You know, kind of difference. So, and I'm like, you need to move. Like,
yeah, right. Yeah.
If we both be.
It's one of those opposites attract thing.
That's what I was going to say.
For sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. Like
absolutely.
You hear me?
Exactly.
Totally.
Yeah.
All right, Rochelle, go ahead and pick a card. Which card would you like to pick?
Number 1.
Number 1. All right, let's see what it says. Okay, it says, whose relationship most inspires you? Like, is there anybody or any relationship that you see that, you know what, I want to live, like, I see this relationship and I would like my relationship to be more like that? Is, maybe your parents or grandparents or anybody like that?
It's really hard because nowadays there's a lot of people divorced, and it's really hard. I mean, my parents got divorced whenever I was 6. I mean, I guess the one relationship that I would want to be more like or mimic is my grandmother and my grandfather. From what I saw as a grandchild. Now I know that he was frisky with other ladies. But the love that I saw between the two of them and the dedication that she put into his everyday.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very Southern, Southwest Louisiana. She used to put the man first. You serve him, beef, and then the kids, and then the rest of the house. So she would wake up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, make him oatmeal, bacon, and toast every single morning.
Yeah, take care of him. Yeah.
She made his lunch before he would go to work. They worked in 2 buildings side by side. So she did floral design and like pottery, and he did, I think curtains and like reupholstering stuff, reupholstering.
Mm-hmm.
So they were still working side by side in the same industry. They were, in my eyes, the epitome of a team.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. I have some family members like that I used to see, my aunt, uncle, that I thought were just the perfect couple, and then I realized they weren't, but that's gold. But yeah.
Life. You can take the good and leave the bad,
right.
Make a change here.
But you have to have the bad to truly enjoy the good.
Right, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. All right, baby, you pick a card.
3.
3. All right. How do you like to be cared for when you're sick?
Oh.
You do a pretty good job at that.
Do I?
Yeah.
Really? I feel like I don't.
Just being attentive.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just being attentive. Feeding me.
Feeding
me. That's the best thing, and that's what you do.
Do I?
Really good.
Okay, well, good.
When I'm sick,
I
have to be baby.
Yeah. Well, I think that's most of us, though, man.
Especially men.
No, you don't think so?
Oh, he's extra with it.
I'm being baby. If I throw up, if I'm sick, I don't feel good. If I throw up or anything like that, no, I'm out of there, dude. I'm out of there.
I've always heard men are big babies when they're sick.
That's me.
I think I am too.
Baby,
moaning and rocking.
Yeah,
I don't get
Justin, what'd you say, Jason?
I don't get sick too often.
You don't?
No.
He gets sick. When he gets sick,
I'm taking advantage of it. I'm sticking to the covers.
That's me, man. Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Wait, there's one thing.
What is one thing? What?
For some reason, every time I get sick, that's when you get frisky.
Oh, I don't know.
That's
I don't know.
It's so weird.
It's true. I don't know why. Like, I'm like, what you doing? You feeling better? You feeling better?
And I'm like sweaty and all crusty and gross. I'm like, what?
Acceleration of your heart rate actually pushes the sickness out.
Oh, really?
I'll sweat it out.
I can start giving her a back massage or a body massage or a massage period. That motherfucker has probably about 5.67 seconds, man, and I'm
okay.
I can't. It's playtime. No.
Right. Justin, go ahead and pick a card, sir.
Number 2.
Number 2. Let's see what Justin's card said.
When you're sick, I think you're just always like that.
Right. Okay, this card says, is passion or comfort more important in your relationship? Passion or comfort?
Comfort.
Yeah.
Comfort, yeah. So you think? I think that holds true to a lot of our relationships. I think when it's nice to feel loved and comfortable around your partner, right?
Yeah, when you have that, when you're comforted, the passion's gonna be there, dude.
The passion's gonna come. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Jason, what card are you gonna choose, sir?
Number 1.
Number 1. Okay. Let's see what it says here.
You leave her alone. My bad.
Okay, here we go. What secret single behavior do you indulge in when your partner's not around? Do you be like eating a bunch of ice cream when she's gone that she ain't supposed to be eating Oreos?
I do get in the cookies, man.
I get up at 2 o'clock every morning. I'll be tiptoeing into the kitchen.
I think those things change as we get older.
Yeah. Is there anything on the serious note, is there anything that you do that when she's not around, like, okay, man, maybe I can play a little bit, maybe she don't like me playing video games or something like that?
Yeah,
I
don't play video games anymore. I really don't have nothing.
Yeah, right.
Jason, you be like me, you be waiting to
right, exactly.
I'll be sitting back and looking at some I overindulge some Sanford, son.
Yeah. No, I don't think I do anything either. Overindulging when she's gone.
No.
Yeah. I need more. Jeremy, go ahead and pick a number.
Hey, pick a number. Give me number 2.
Yes, sir. Number 2?
Yeah, I'm gonna do number 2. No.
What's the most important qualities of being good parents?
Staying on top of their ass all the way around.
Open communication.
That's number 1.
Keeping it real with them.
Yeah.
You can't hide what the world's really like. It's too in their face.
Staying on top of their interests and making sure they're going, they're going down that route, their route to explore their interests. You know what I mean? They're I think I'll say gifts or whatnot, but what they like and stuff. What'd you say? Yeah. Look,
tips from the kid.
We got the kid. We got
John
right here.
helping.
He's gonna throw his sense.
Yeah, I agree with you. Communication is the most important thing. When having kids and your children around and stuff like that. That's one thing that I'm learning one thing I've definitely learned from my wife is communication. You know,
Yes.
I was lucky enough to have a mom that communicated with me, but my dad not so much. But I'm going to ask you the same questions, Trisma and Ashley. Let's start with you, Ashley. What do you think is key of being great grandparents and parents to kids? What do y'all do to incorporate that in y'all's life?
Unconditional love for one.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what they struggle with, they need to know that I'm always there for them and that they can talk to me. And blunt honesty, but with compassion. Like right now, all of the kids are adults. So when they struggle, they need to know that they can call me and I don't have any judgment. I'm going to have advice, and I'm going to tell them like it is, but I do it in a gentle way that I'm not yelling or judging. Doesn't come across in a way where I'm judging them. Mm-hmm. And it seems to work because even my boys call me when they have a problem in a relationship. They call me, we're fighting because of this reason, and then I give them advice. It works out. And, they'll call me, several times, and then I'll check on them. Is it okay? Yes, everything's good now. So, that sort of thing. And then I have one that's struggling quite a bit in a lot of issues. And so we talk every single day, several times a day. Right. And she has me advice, and I tell her like it is, but I also tell her I love you every time I talk to her, no matter what happens.
That's awesome. Trisma, let me ask you a question. Do you remember Jason's reaction when you told him you were pregnant for the first time?
Yes.
What was that?
Family. He called his whole family.
He called his whole family?
Yeah, he was jumping. He's like, I'm going to be a dad. And I was like scared as hell in the couch, crying, like, I don't know what to do, what I'm going to do. How do I supposed to tell my parents? And I was like looking at him, like, what? We didn't
decide anything. Like, how can you be excited?
Right? No, but yeah, he was super happy.
Okay, I was like, I was the last one.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Absolutely. So when you guys finally let it set in, like, what do you think the best thing about, what is one thing that you can see as Jason being a father? What is the one, maybe a couple things that you can see that makes him a great father?
There's a lot that he loved his children. He gave everything for them, like he worked super hard for the whole family, for the kiddos. He's patient with them. He's really patient. He's really laid back. But he's a really good father. He's a really good father. Yeah. A lot of love for the three of them.
A lot. Mm-hmm. And the same goes to you, Jason. What makes Trisma a great mother?
One of the same. I mean, she loves her kiddos. I mean, does anything for them. She's very, I won't say strict, but she sets her boundaries and her rules on the things that they have to do.
Charisma like Big Mama, you hear me? As we know it. Charisma, I've been over there. Charisma don't play.
I'm not strict.
Yeah.
But
Charisma cool, but when it come down to them kids doing something, they don't bat an eye nothing whenever she
I don't like the people who take advantage.
Right.
I don't like not even my kiddos to take advantage. I don't like lies.
Right, absolutely.
I teach them that it will be better for, they're going to be in trouble anyways. But if they lie to me, it's going to be worse.
Right.
I'm not going to say, oh, yeah, well, okay, I forgot. No, I stay till the rule is complete, and whatever the grounding situation it is, they complete it. I'm very strict on that. And when it's enough, it's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So I remember Diago I was talking to him, and he was like, I was like, "You think you can get your phone back?" Diago was like, my mama's not gonna get back. This is ass. So, don't say
that. Yeah.
A lot of us have kids from previous relationships and stuff like that. I'm going to start with my wife here. What was one of the hardest things to dealing with when having kids, dealing with a relationship and your husband and stuff like that? What is one thing that's you had to deal with me and stuff like that?
The learning process. Just especially because you didn't have kids prior. So when you got with me, you immediately were thrown into a stepfather role to a 7-year-old and 11-year-old, and you'd never been a father before. So it was a major learning process, like just learning them, learning, their struggles and their strengths, and learning to understand them. And because that's a very big thing with kids, is because all kids are different. They're all different, and you can't just parent all kids the same way. So yeah, it's a learning process. Yeah. You learning them and them learning you.
So let's see. Did I ask this? Oh, I think I already. What is the biggest challenge in y'all's relationship, Jeremy, that you face today? What do you think is the biggest challenge that you guys face?
Well, what challenges we face? We're pretty much on I ain't gonna say we ain't got no problems and stuff. We bump heads every once in a while, but
the biggest challenge is trying to figure each other out now that he's home permanently.
Yeah.
Like he's been 5 years.
Yeah.
So I mean, and
that is the challenge right now.
And I'm
that's
busy.
the challenge right now.
I'm busy with work. So I mean, I'm either working here and I forget to eat all day, and
she be getting mean sometimes.
That's because I forget to eat all day because I have my head in the computer, and whenever I finally lift my head up, he's over here doing something or over there doing something. Yeah. No, he picks the wrong time to pick with me.
Yeah, now he's home. You think he's requiring more of your attention and stuff like that.
Actually, no. It was quite the opposite, because whenever he was gone and he'd come in, he'd be in for 2 to 3 days. So I knew he was coming in. I'd get all the housework done, and he'd have my full attention the entire time he was. So he had me. He had my undivided attention, and then he would go off and leave, and I could go back to my normal routine. Well, now we are in such a regular routine that neither one of us are stuck up each other's butt. We enjoy company. He goes off and messes with the car and moves around. We're pretty much in unison with our routine at this point. It's very comfortable.
Yeah, well, that's awesome.
He's not bugging me. For a while there, we were getting. He was bugging me. I'm not gonna lie, he was bugging me. Well, I'm so used to having my own area.
This is
right.
The house is the women's house. It's the one. The house is.
Yeah.
So I told her I don't live here. I just stopped by. What I'm saying, when I was out on the road.
But he has taken on doing the floors.
Oh yeah, no, I got
religiously.
I get in here and do my thing.
So that's nice. That's real nice.
Yeah, that's nice, right? Ashley, let me ask you that. What is the biggest challenge that you and Justin face right now?
I already asked him if it was okay if I say this. Honestly, it's kind of a serious issue.
You want to discuss it?
His friend, okay. I told you I'm going to say it.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, honestly, he's had addiction issues off and on throughout our whole relationship. And me trusting him now is hard. He's not on anything or whatever. He's only had one issue, and it wasn't like anything horribly bad, but the point being, and of course, all the issues that come along with addiction, the personality change, the spending money on it and going broke over it and things like that. It's been very difficult. I mean, very difficult. And I kept holding out hope. We have split up a couple of times several years ago, but this is the best he's been in all 11 years. And so I'm very thankful for it. And he's worked super hard at changing it. And when he's not on it, he's an amazing person. We don't even fight. We don't, you know, our belief system's the same. So we don't have really, you know, like the same music, like the same TV shows, whatever. We don't have issues. But I get worried. I'm constantly worried about it. Like him being here right now, I'm like, he doesn't leave the house. Because if he does, I'm like, where'd you go? Did you go to so-and-so's? Did you go to so-and-so's house?
Yeah.
And so it's very, that would be our only, and he's been very, you know, I guess patient with that and not like been like, you know, get mad that I ask those questions. He
Understand.
Yeah. And so we do fun with it, but that's something that's always in the back of my head. And so I'm working on that too. But, you know, he understands why I'm that way. But that would be our only issue, honestly. I mean, raise kids together. We have 2 grandkids that live with us right now, and he's wonderful with them. We don't disagree on discipline, on how to raise them. You know, we don't have any issues except for that. So
awesome. Thank you for that. I know addiction is something that I've struggled with as well, and it's a disease, and so that's something that a lot of people don't quite understand. It took me hitting rock bottom in my marriage to understand what that looks like, and so
had the same problems.
Yeah, we've had the same issues, and you guys know. So it's no secret, but that's something that we've discussed and we've talked about, and we've, you know, you never quite heal from it, but you keep working and keep trying to push forward, right?
It takes a strong
honestly, yeah, exactly. And honestly, I've always felt I've not been addicted to anything, so it's hard for me to say I know what it is, but I'm surrounded by it. Family, children, you know, so I've been on the outside of that looking in and trying my best to figure it out. And I really, truly believe every single situation that I've been in or at addicts in the family with him, it's always had an underlying issue of some type of trauma that they don't want to deal with. And so Justin and I have talked, and you know, he doesn't open up for nothing in the world. And so I've had to like tear him apart to try to get him to open up. And we've talked about the issues, and it seems like once he was finally willing to look at those issues and realize that those issues exist and talk about them and talk through them and deal with them emotionally, that's been the only time he's ever been able to be this. So
yeah. Well, that's beautiful. I'm going just wrapping this up real quick. What is speaking of you, Charisma and Jason, what is one thing some advice that you could give other couples, married couples, or just couples in general, of how to make a relationship work and, you know, sustain it for a long periods of time? Do you have any advice to anybody out there? What would you guys say? I'll start with you, Charisma. Anything to add to that?
I think the first thing is communication. If you don't communicate with your partner, there's no way for you to know. You are not a witch. You are not going to read their minds. Everybody's different. Patience. And if you have love, you can do everything.
Man, girl.
If there's love, you can still with your partner, everything can work. When you love each other, it's done.
Yeah,
nothing between the couple, I think you can do anything.
Jason, do you have anything to add to that? What advice would you also add to anybody that's listening?
Yeah, you got to realize that love, and if you do love them, don't give up. I mean, don't, if you leave, come back, address the issue, you talk about it. If you're tired of each other, split up, go take a nap for a little bit and come back, though. You don't give up on each other, and you always come back to the situation, address it, and try to fix what you think might be broken or what's bothering, talk it through. You always talk. Keep talking.
Communication.
Yeah. Realize nobody's perfect on either side of the spectrum. That's a choice. Like,
and you can think something that it's not true. You can be thinking, oh, he's probably thinking this and that. And that's why it's so important, that communication.
Right.
Absolutely. Is there anything that you would say, honey, that would help any type of person that's struggling in their relationship? Anything that you've experienced with us to share with anybody?
Honesty. Honesty, because trust is key. Like you have to have trust in a relationship, or it's not going to work. And so the only way to have the trust is honesty and communication. The communication, like you said, communication is vital.
It's the key.
You can't work through anything if you can't communicate.
Right.
But if you can communicate and you have trust, you can work through anything.
And love. Because if you don't love your other, there's no communication at all.
Right.
So you have to love the other person.
Hey, I want to thank you guys for being on this episode 20. You guys have been there when we decided to start this thing, and appreciate y'all's support. Thank y'all so much for supporting each and every person here, and we all love you guys. Thank y'all so much for joining us. We will hope to have another open conversation like this in the future. So this is episode 20 of the JJ Red and Fred podcast, the #1 podcast on YouTube. Thank you guys, and God bless. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,